I ignored the offensive saveloy and mopped up some ketchup with a giant chip. A thought struck me. "How did you and Mum first meet?" I asked, turning on the old brown sofa so I could see my dad's reaction. There was patchy stubble on his chin. He'd not shaved properly. He put down his cutlery and blew out a sigh. "Blimey, that's made me think." He seemed to drift off. His eyes rested on the photograph of Mum on the mantelpiece. It's one taken on our last holiday when we rented a caravan in Hunstanton. I love that picture of her. She's laughing. She used to laugh a lot. We all did. I can hear her laugh if I concentrate hard, but I worry that one day I won't be able to remember what she sounded like. It's like she's slowly being rubbed out. Dad blinked and gave me a sorrowful look. He always looked like that if I tried to talk about Mum. I was ready for him to change the subject. "We met in Plumbers," he said at last. "At a plumber's?" I laughed at the thought of them surrounded by toilets. "No, you goon, Plumbers was a little bookshop in the High Street. I was picking up the latest Stephen King novel. I made out I'd ordered it, but really it was me dad's." He chuckled at the memory. "Your mum was with her friends giggling in the romance section. We got chatting and I asked her if she wanted to go for a Coke float. I loved a Coke float, me. Why don't we have those anymore?" I rolled my eyes at his nostalgic view of the old days. I knew they were my age when they got together. Soulmates, he called it. When he'd said a few words at her funeral, I don't know exactly what he meant, but I do know they were happy. Not perfect. There were arguments sometimes, but nothing to spoil my memories. Dad said they didn't have much money and that's the only thing they rowed about. "She loved to read, did your mum?" He looked at the photograph again. "I remember her sitting on my bed reading me bedtime stories." He gave me a watery look. "Books never interested me. Do you read much?" I shrugged, but he expected more of a response. "Just the stuff school makes us read." He looked around the small, dim living room. It had hardly changed since Mum died. Just that it was a bit neglected and more of a mess. What he'd said gave me something to think about. Girls liked romance novels. I wondered if that was still true. "Right," Dad checked his watch. He needed to leave for work. "You going out?" He always asked me this, and I always shook my head. I never go anywhere in the evenings. I have a couple of mates, but we play FIFA on the Xbox. We can do it from the comfort of our beds, so why would we go out? Playing Xbox with my mates makes me feel less of a sad case stuck here on my own. "Okay then, I need to be making tracks. Lock up and I'll see you in the morning." He gave my shoulder a squeeze as he passed and took my dinner plate out. "I'll do the washing up before I go to bed. It's how we do things. Dad gets tea, I wash up. I put the washing on, Dad does the ironing." My mates moan about their parents all the time, how they want to control their lives, never let them out of their sight and get on their case. I always agree and say my dad's the same, but he's not. He is annoying when he goes on about bills, politics, and the state of the roads, but I guess I do stuff that annoys him too. I could go out tonight and he'd not know where I was or what I was doing and he'd be okay with that. But I've no reason to go out. I'm invisible. I was woken by the toilet flush. Dad was home from work. I cast a blurry eye at my alarm clock. 6:37 a.m. I pulled the covers over my head. It was Saturday, so I went back to sleep. Dad would go to bed soon. It must be well weird to have to work at night and try to sleep in the day, like being forced to be nocturnal. Although I'm getting a taste of it thanks to some bloke in America challenging me on Call of Duty and keeping me up until 3 a.m. I settled back down and tried to go back to my dream about Ariana Grande. I rolled over and checked the clock again. 11:58 a.m. That's more like it. Dad's alarm would go off in 2 minutes. He only grabs a few hours on a Saturday morning so that he can sleep on a Saturday night. I heard his alarms.